One second. I just want to on the recording. Okay. Hi, everybody. It is March 15th. We are in smack dab in the middle of the month. Okay. And we've got so many wonderful promotions going and so many things to be excited about that we're going to share multiple things today and have multiple people share. So just if you weren't here a minute ago, the Becky was sharing some words to use with that when we're out of a product, how we can just take that conversation and roll it right into something that builds our future. So Becky, would you share what you just said? So a customer received an email with the rectangle baker that's not available right now. What would you say to them? Or actually, let's just talk about the fact that the quick prep mandolin is not available at the moment. It's temporarily out of stock. Okay. So
Nance, it's back.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah, with real-time inventory, everything will come and go. So as I tell my guests, as I tell my hosts, it's just like if we go to Target, if we go to Walmart, wherever we go, if they don't have it in stock at the moment, talk to an employee and find out when the next truck comes. Well, that's them reaching out to us saying, well, it's out of stock. And we can say, it'll be back soon because we know it will be. Pampered Chef's working hard. So we just have to keep watch for them. I just take a note of what they're looking for. And when I find it, I snag it for them. And if they want.
It's back this morning already because it was out last night.
Yeah, some people have grabbed it already.
It came, oh, okay. I'm like, it came back last night. Even I had messaged Jane Miller as I messaged you, and she did, I don't know what she did, but it appeared. But she said they're working hard to get them into the warehouse. It's the shipping that's the slow part right now.
Right. And I know they have, another facility where they're putting all this product. They have to get the product in-house. Okay. So off the trucks and then in-house. So anyway, but Becky, if something is out, let's talk about the air fryer.
Okay. So we all have people that want an air fryer, right? So the best thing to do, especially if it's a current host, I would rebook them immediately for June because that's the projected date it's supposed to be back. That gives them a booking. That also gives them a future party pick later on. And then their friends can also rebook. But that's what I would do is book anybody who wants a product that's out of stock, even temporarily, right away. Because, I mean, nobody's going to say no to add one more show to their calendar. I know I won't. And that's why I was asking Nance if I could go first, because I was like, my team's rocking it out this month. I put a little fire under their heinies because we needed to stay as a qualified team. And man, they're totally jamming it out. So I'm super proud of them.
Okay, so tell us what you said to them to get them rocking it out, or did you challenge them? Did you talk to us about what you said? What was a conversation or post?
I went live sitting in my recliner, as you see. It's one of my offices. And I just told them that we have amazing specials this month and next month. But this is a really important month for us because if we don't qualify as a director team this month, then we as a team lose the title. And we as a team won't be able to get all the little extra benefits that come because I take their activity bonus and I turn around and I give it basically back to them as the person with the highest sales, the most recruits, that kind of stuff to keep them motivated and going. And they love it because they're like, oh man. And I go live and I tell them, you did a great job this month and I'm super proud of you. So I put it out there. I was like, listen, this is us. This is not me. And one of my girls did an express party and it's at like, I don't know, I think she's up to $1,100. And so I made sure she went live in our team page and talked about it. I have my first successful shared rewards party going right now, and that's getting talked about. For me, it's all about communication with them. Even if it's a negative, we can flip it to a positive. And so it was really just encouraging them to keep going, and that we would be celebrating at the end of the month. Well, we're not going to wait till the end of the month when we hit that 5,000 because we are almost 4,000, and it's only the beginning or the middle of the month. So we are crushing it this month for us.
Good, 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 good. Awesome. Well, and leadership and letting people know that this is a team and what are we going to do and how's their recruiting going, Becky?
One of my girls signed somebody new, and I said, make sure she gets a friend to join with her right away so that they are a pair and they can do it together. I'm talking to 2 more right now. And so that was one of the other things I talked about was this recruiting special, because it's insane. I am shocked what they put out, I thought, oh, this quick cooker deal is awesome. But then they throw this, what I call the egg, at them. And I'm like, holy cow, if you don't, tell anybody about this, then it's on you. It's not on them. And so it's a big thing. So it's a big push this month for us.
Awesome. 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 And it will set up your whole spring, it will set up your whole spring. So lots to be excited about. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's ask, has anyone else, or maybe you're in the same situation as Becky, you guys need to pull it out. What are you doing with your teams to get activity and to have everybody be engaged with all the Pampered Chef is offering us? Who else would like to share? Oh, let me look. Okay. The gallery here. Okay, we got 3 pages. Okay, you need to unmute yourself.
I think there was going to be a follow-up this week from Roxanne from last week. I'm pretty sure at the end of the call, right, Roxanne?
Yeah, myself and Jennifer Malik, we're both going to share something today. She's going to talk about our opportunity outline that we are using right now. And then I was going to talk about my welcome messages early before my parties start and how I'm using them both through my parties and at the end.
Okay, well, let's get right to it then. Let's do it.
Should we make you the spotlight speaker? Or
I'm on it.
Okay. And do you need to share screens or anything, Roxanne?
I may or may not. I mean, if somebody wants me to share, I can. I kind of threw together, I'll be honest. You guys see how awful my screen looks, or is it just
You're really
like really hazy?
Yeah, you're really grainy. I don't know why.
I don't know what happened. Something just went wacky with my camera, but anyway, I guess if you can hear me, that's all that matters. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had talked a little bit, and I'm sure some of you maybe are already doing this, about how I started, based on somebody else's suggestion, doing welcome messages early before my parties start, behind the party, private messages to every single guest, every single one. And keep in mind, I'm running 6 parties typically at a time, so it can be a lot. But I've obviously learned along the way over the last couple months since I started doing this on how to do it easier, smarter, what to do, right? Because once I get those conversations going, it can be a lot to keep up with, because I mean, it's great and I'm building those relationships, but I could literally spend all day going back and forth. So I threw together an Evernote, which I'll share when I'm done, because I know you guys are going to probably ask me some of these questions. And then what I did was I thought, instead of sharing it before we started, I would see if any other questions come up that I didn't address in my Evernote, and then I'll put them in there and then send it at the end.
Perfect.
So here's what I do in the beginning, and I'm just going to kind of go through kind of what I'm doing. And then, like I said, if you guys have questions, you can. But when my parties are set up, obviously I'm host coaching like always, getting my host to get as many people in that group as possible. And my parties technically start, my pre-party posts start on Thursday. My party runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Mondays just wrap up. So last minute orders. So usually by Monday evening, I am going into one party at a time. And I'm going to tell you, do it from your phone. And here's why. I learned the hard way. Like we teach our hosts, if we send too many messages at once, Facebook going to lock you out, right? That's what they do. So and I think if we do it from the computer, they're getting that notification faster and it's looking spammy to them. So that's when they lock us out. Same thing when our hosts are inviting. So I found that when I'm doing it from my phone, I can send a lot more and not get locked out. So I kind of know where I'm looking at like around 50 now, as opposed to if you're doing it in your phone, in your computer, it's about 20. So you're going to send out this message. It's going to sound something like this to everybody in the party. Mine says, "Hi, this is Roxanne Schupp with Pampered Chef. Thank you so much for joining Nina's party. For an entry in all my early bird prizes at the end of the party, please send me back a message so I know you received my welcome. I hope you're excited about the party to begin and ready to have some fun. Let me know what items I can help you with or if you have any questions. And I'd love to know, are you a PC pro fan, newbie? Tell me a little bit about yourself." Now, I get this a lot. Thumbs up or thank you. That's it. But I don't want the conversation to stop there, because how do we build a relationship? Ask more questions, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to tell you guys that I write, once I get any sort of response back, their name goes, because I'm notebook girl, right? If you're using your computer, obviously we tell this all the time, track it, because I won't remember at the end who I had a conversation with, because I've sent hundreds of messages by then. So as soon as I have any sort of conversation started, the host name's at the top of my notebook, their name is wrote down with a little star by it, so that at the end, I know I had some sort of conversation, and guess who I'm going back to first, right? Okay, so when they respond, or if they just give me a thumbs up, I ask them another question, and it's, tell me a little bit more. So are you a pro or are you a newbie? And then I take it from there. If it's a pro, that's great. I love to chat with everyone in my parties, whether a pro or a newbie, but I really love talking to my pros because I know you love this as much as I do. So I may send one or two more messages just to get to know them, but I have to cut it off at some point, because again, I obviously have other things I have to do too. So I want to leave them with something to think about. And I'm going to tell you guys that before, I carry a busy schedule. That's the way I like it. I want a full schedule all the time. And I felt like I was always going for the bookings, because that's the base of our business, right? But after hearing LaShawn speak on Sherry's call last week, I totally changed my approach and how I'm ending that message before I go back at the end.
Okay, so
I recruit. Say that again.
Can we hear that?
Yes. So here's what I was doing before, right? I wanted to have some sort of relationship built so I could go back and ask them for a booking easily at the end. So I would go back to every one of them at the end and say, "Hey, I've had so much fun chatting with you," and ask for the booking, right? I'd love to work with you on hosting a party and getting some free stuff. But when I heard LaShawn speak on Sherry's call last week, it changed it. And here's why. I am on average flipping at least one host a week right now. So I'm recruiting my hosts, but who I'm not recruiting are my guests. I'm asking them, but not until they've given me some sort of huge sign. I'm waiting. What am I waiting for? I don't know. I just haven't made it a practice. So when I heard LaShawn speak and she said, do it because of who you can touch, I instantly was like, I haven't offered this to my guests, to every single guest. So I am now offering it to every single guest. And so this is what my response sounds like now. And it's to everyone. Okay, it's all great. You know, we've had a little bit of conversation about how they feel, their favorite products, all that stuff. It's all great. There's definitely something for everyone. Here's our interactive catalog link for you to flip through before placing your order. So it's easy for you to see everything. Then when you're ready to order, you can go back to the party and place your order. But let me ask you first, have you ever thought about doing something like this for fun, for free products or a little extra income? And I leave it right there. I just leave it sit. They may respond, they may not.
One more time. Say it one more time.
So it says, it's all great. You know, I've had a little conversation. I know, right? It's all great. And there's definitely something for everyone. Here's our interactive catalog link that you can flip through before placing your order so you can see everything that we have to offer. Then when you're ready to order, go ahead and go back to the party for the ordering link, or I can give it to you here. Let me ask you first though, Have you ever considered something like this yourself for fun, for free products, or for a little extra income? I send that message and I leave it sit. I literally just started doing this, you guys. I just changed the approach. And so if they say nothing more, I'm going to go back at some point. It might not be to the end of the party, but what I did this weekend was I waited a couple days, and those people that I was having conversation with, and then I threw that out there and things went silent. I simply went back and said, did I scare you off? It's okay to ask me any questions. I'm not going to be stalking you. Any thoughts on that last message? And I've opened up conversations that I was not having before. Yes, dear. Sorry. So, and literally I'm getting the conversations going. Have I as of yet recruited anyone off of it? No, but I will, because I can't believe the difference in how that felt, just asking every single person and starting those conversations I was not having before, simply by doing what I was already doing, but making one little change, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing with those messages now. Obviously, you're going to have objections. My objection response is almost always the same, right? If they say no, absolutely, like I have a conversation, I've asked them, they've answered that question, and it's an absolute no. I've already planted the seed. They're going on my notebook as a follow-up. And then I respond like this. I understand sometimes this isn't for everyone and the timing might not be right for you. But let's do this. How about if we go ahead and book you a party, and then we could get you that awesome new deluxe grill and griddle for free, or whatever is on the top of your wish list. And you're helping your host get a bonus from Pampered Chef. What do you think? Can we count you in? So I've taken it from, I used to always ask for the booking, to giving them what our best offer first. Our opportunity to do what we do. Like I wasn't doing that. And then I'm going to go back for the booking, right? So I'm doing that. If they haven't ordered, I have a response for that. I have all of this in my Evernote, you guys. If they haven't ordered anything, but I had a conversation, I'm going back in the end and saying, thank you so much. I had such a great time chatting with you throughout the party, whether you were able to order or not. And now I already know if they ordered or not, right? I look at who ordered. If whether you were able to order or not, I so hope you appreciated all the awesome recipes and had a lot of fun. Can I ask you, or your host is looking for, then I use the classic Ellington or whoever created it, one more booking to get her bonus. And I often get a booking that way for people who have not ordered because they couldn't, or whatever the case. So I'm working both angles now with the same message I was sending by making one little tweak and turning it now to the recruiting opportunity first, then to the booking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Whoop, whoop.
And like I said, I have all of this in Evernote, and I figured if somebody had questions, I would answer them and then apply and put those in there.
Okay. So
can you repeat? Did I scare you off? Yeah. Let's see. And usually you guys really, honestly, I had 2 of those this weekend and I'm still working with them. But when I said, oh God, where'd it go? Where'd my, it says, did I scare you off? LOL, because, funny. I didn't really scare you off, did I? It's okay to ask questions. I won't be stalking you, I promise. I love what I do, so I ask everyone because I never know who might want or need what Pampered Chef has to offer.
Yeah. And you can also add, I know for myself, I say, I'm so thankful that my gal talked to me about it because it was so outside the realm of my thought ever.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful she talked to me because I would have never gone down that road. So I would have been at one of those other companies for 2 weeks or 2 months and been done. Yeah. So I'm so thankful that my gal said something to me too, Roxanne. So when we take the attention off of us and put it on them, that how can we serve you attitude, it really makes all the difference in the world. So great job. Great job. Thank you. Anybody else have a question for Roxanne? And thanks to, who did you say, Smoke and Cherries, that changed your
You know, and that's the other thing too, like I wanted to mention that. So LaShawn Cole is the one that shared how she's been so successful with recruiting and how she offers it to everyone. And how she, you know, she said, do it because of who you can touch. Like that literally touched me when she said that, because I'm like, that's so true. We don't know who we can touch with this opportunity. And I've tried to get that across to my team too. Like, we don't know whose life we can change. So between this and Erin's onboarding that she shared a month or so ago, like I'm watching my business change by the day, like quite literally. I'm still, you know, implementing some of those awesome tips for the onboarding, but just by changing how I'm onboarding them and getting them booking those parties and talking right away, not being afraid myself to say, share this opportunity. It's okay if you don't know what you're doing yet, because I'm going to help you, right? I'm running a launch party as we speak. One of her bookings is signing as a consultant. She was a consultant 20 years ago. She's coming back. One of my directors, Elizabeth, one of her brand new consultants, Rosemary, just signed her first consultant. Like I'm feeling things change as, you know, by day, and it's amazing. And it's because of things that have been shared on here. Literally nothing I created on my own. I just, you know, Sherry and I had a real brief conversation last night, and what she said to me was like, oh, I guess I never thought about it that way. Cause she said, I'm so proud of you. You know, look at what you're doing. And I said, well, I'm trying. I just use everybody else's amazing ideas. She said, the difference is you put it into action. So we can't put it all into action, but when we find those little things that kind of click for us and we put those into action, just those little differences, I think make huge growth within our teams.
And don't you feel together we're strong, right?
Yeah,
together we're
sure.
strong. I mean, that's just what came to mind here.
Yeah.
It's everyone sharing a little bit. We all grow a lot. Well, thank you so much. Cora wants to know if we can listen to LaShawn's recording too. And yes, we love your big daughter in the background, by the way.
That's actually my granddaughter.
It's your granddaughter. Okay. Hi.
She's my little kitchen. She's my little kitchen sidekick. She's the best sous chef you'll ever have.
That's
She's
awesome.
in a lot of my videos. Her and mommy live with us right now. They're actually in the process of looking for a house, but yeah, that's my granddaughter.
Nice. Well, I loved the tap on the shoulder, because all those early years, especially when Tony was born, I became a what would be a national today when Tony was born, and the tap on the shoulder that just took me back to a very pleasant memory. So yeah, love it.
So Roxanne, before you get off, the second part of the follow-up from last week was the opportunity event. So I don't know if you want to introduce her and tell us a little more about.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Jennifer Malik Williams is one of our, we are a mastermind group of 4, and we call ourselves the Fearless Tribe. And we have been, I have literally lost track of time of how long we've actually been working together, but it's myself, Jennifer, Angela, and Bridget. And we are all in very different places in our business, but boy, when you say together we are stronger, that could not be more true, because we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and we lift each other up and we push each other and all those great things, which is why I feel like also like my business is changing. And Jennifer is, and I know the other ladies that are in our tribe will agree, is just amazing when it comes to the marketing of things and putting together these amazing posts and creating these templates and making things fun. And she's the tech part of me that I wish I was, but I'm learning so much from her. So she's going to share what we have been kind of doing the last couple months in our opportunity events, because I mentioned we had done the Zoom thing for a while, which I like that version too. And then we switched to doing our opportunity events in a group. So Jennifer is going to share about what we are doing in that.
Okay.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I wasn't on the call last week, which is rare for me to miss a call, but it was spring break. So, so I don't know exactly what you guys have already talked about, but we started off doing a interview style Zoom call where we would bring on one newer consultant and one more experienced director. And we would ask them each questions, and it was about, we always tried to keep it to a half hour, although sometimes it creeped to like 40 minutes. And we would do that. And that was really great. The problem is getting people on the call. That's a big ask compared to just having someone join a group. So now what we do, and we do it every month, we do our opportunity event the first Wednesday night of every month. And it is all on Facebook in a group. And I can show you guys. Am I able to screen share?
Yeah, Patty, you want to make her?
I did already, so she's.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can-
Please do.
Perfect.
And
Okay, so this is what our group looks like, and we call it Wearing the Apron, a look and learn about Pampered Chef. And I'm going to show you, I use Visly. So this is my template. And I can just preview the post so you guys can see it. We start off early in the day, and we have engagement posts leading up to it. So this is the day before our event. We try and get attention to the group because we reuse the same group every month. And the reason we reuse the group every month is because we leave everybody in it. So if you didn't sign up last month, well, hey, maybe we'll get you this month. So we leave everybody in the group, but we have, what would you want for free from Pampered Chef? And these are all beforehand. And then we have, takes a second to update. Show me a GIF, your first celebrity crush, something silly. It changes every month. We always do the free product from Pampered Chef because we want to know. And then we have a video that comes on from a director, just talking about what the business means to them and how it's just a short little 1 to 2 minute video that comes on earlier in the afternoon. And then a reminder at a half hour beforehand. And then this is where we really get started. So it's for a half hour. It runs from 8:30 to 9. And it starts, don't forget to refresh your page, but it's so simple, you guys. Like when I put it together, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I don't know. I mean, I loved the experience of the Zoom calls because honestly, there's nothing more inspiring and remotivating for your business than talking to other people about why they love their business. But this is so easy for us to maintain. So it has a welcome post, tell us who you are, where you're from, and who invited you. And we have all 4 of our teams in this, and we actually have invited other directors to bring their teams on because the more people you have chatting, the more visibility your posts get. So it's never a bad thing to invite some other directors to share with their people and to get them coming on. I change the posts every month. It's not always going to be this picture, but it'll be something similar, something about the different perks of the business and how much extra cash they would want to make that month. And then the kits. And then this month, of course, we had the special that the pictures aren't updating right now because I'm on Zoom and it's very pokey. There we go. So a picture of the kits, which one's right for them. Everything has something for them to comment on or a question. This is a great one. And this is, again, we use Chantel. I've got to give credit to Chantel because we use a lot of what she does. And I just kind of, made it my own. But I love asking what's holding you back. We get so many phenomenal answers under this post. And I think this is really where we get to the meat and potatoes of recruiting, because that's really what we need to know in order to get them over that hump to join our teams is what's stopping them from joining our teams. What's holding them back. And we get a lot of questions about fear of failure. But the great thing is we have 4 directors in the group that all are right there and a bunch of consultants that are right there ready to answer this question. So they don't get just an answer from me. They get an answer from me and then from a newer consultant who's popping on there telling them about how, yeah, I felt the same way. I was afraid of that too, or whatever it is. And then vacations, of course, got to talk about the vacations, right? And then this is one of my favorite posts, if it'll refresh here, because this is the 4 of us. And this is my favorite because I love seeing all four of us together like this. But this is just an ask us anything. And since we're all the, you know, the main directors, and most of the people that have been invited are invited by someone that's from one of our teams, I have this on there to show everybody kind of who we are and get to know like the people above whoever invited them, as well as, you know, obviously I had a consultant who did this, signed up literally within 10 minutes after our opportunity event this month. So, and she wasn't sure. She was saying maybe down the line, maybe down the line. And of course this changed this month because we have the grill in there too. But this was what I was doing before. That's the fast track rewards. And then a video that we record that day that says thank you for coming. And we always include something in there about like, you know, the day, so they know that we made it and it feels personalized to them and it doesn't feel like it's a canned event.
Can you play it for
And
us?
then we have a Google form.
I was going to ask the same thing. Do you mind playing that for us to get the flavor
Oh,
of?
no, not at all. I don't know if it'll play from here. Hold on. Let me pull up my YouTube and I can play it. And then we also have a Google form, and that's what we end with. And we pull a prize. Someone wins a prize every single time we do look and learn. Someone wins a prize, and we have them fill out the Google form, and the Google form asks them, you know, what might be stopping you? Did you enjoy the event? What perks do you want to join for? Are you planning on signing up? That kind of thing. So let me see if I can find that. Thank you. Here we go. All right. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me stop share and reshare because I'm not sure I shared my sound. I didn't. All right. Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. This is actually our first ever Facebook Look and Learn, and I am so excited that you guys joined us tonight. I'm in Pennsylvania, so we just came off of 2 crazy snow days. I mean, it has been cold, and it has literally been snowing for like 48 hours, and today is our first peak of sunshine, and it's beautiful, but I have to tell you, the last 2 days, my bright and shiny spot has been in my Pampered Chef business, which has always made me happy, and it always has been a little sunshine in my life. There's so many reasons you guys saw tonight to join this business and to join the team of the person that invited you. So many reasons. We've got discounts on products. We've got the paycheck that you could be earning, trips that you could earn. Holy cow. Free products that you could be earning. Did you see those fast track rewards? Like what? And the community. I mean, like, this is such a great group. We have so much fun. And I have to tell you that all the reasons I started, the reason I stay is because of these people that you're seeing on this page today. All of these people are they're my people. They're my Pampered Chef tribe, and I love them. And I don't think I could do what I do without them. And they don't just keep me sane in my Pampered Chef business. They keep me sane with my 5 crazy kids too. So I can't say enough about all the reasons to join. And I could go on all night, but for real, guys, what are you waiting for? Jump on it. If you are ready, guys, message your consultant right now and have them message you their link to join their team and take a step down this path, right? This is it's a different path for you. Try taking the Pampered Chef road and see where it leads you. I talk to so many people that say, what if I start this business and I fail? There is no fail. There is no fail with this. This is your business. You're starting your own business. You're just taking a different path. And this path might lead you to something different, or you may stay with Pampered Chef. You may be a lifer like some of us, because some of us are lifers. I don't think I could ever see my life without Pampered Chef in it. So it's just a different path. There is no pass. There is no fail. There is no succeeding and you're done. It's not a goal you reach. It's a journey. And we would love to have you walk down this path with us and go on this journey with us. And if you're still not convinced, I understand. Take some time to think about it. A very wise woman once told me to give it the pillow test. Okay. go sleep on it tonight, think about it. And if you wake up in the morning and it's still in that head of yours, like, you know what? I don't know, maybe it'd be fun. Then it might be time to join and try this out. I mean, worst case scenario, you walk away with a whole big kit of products, right? To make your kitchen and your life easier and better. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions at all. That's what we're here for. And we hope to see you at our team meeting soon. Bye, guys. And so that's the video. And then we have our Google form. And this really helps us to know who we need to really follow up with, who was really active during, but it gets we get a lot of traction. We get a lot of interaction. It's been really fun. I mean, it's been fun for me, not just for the people joining us, but it's been fun for me to be able to chit chat with everybody and help other people recruit and everything like that. Plus, I love the fact that our newer consultants get to see the answers that our more experienced consultants give to things, especially like what's stopping you, what your fears are, or, you know, the benefits or any questions that they have. Like they get to read those responses too and kind of learn from them. So that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Awesome. I have lost picture for some reason. I'm hoping that you guys are all, there we go. All right. I don't know what the heck happened to my computer. Anyway, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for letting us experience how simple it can be, right?
I mean, we set it up and it just goes, and then we can concentrate. Like I have it on Visly, and every month I just go through and change out the pictures and change a little bit of the wording to make it fresh again. Because again, we have a lot of people that were in it last month and are still in the group. So we just switch it up a little bit. But I mean, it just runs and we get to just answer questions, and I can do it on the couch with my kids while we're watching Flash or Supergirl or whatever crazy latest superhero movie I'm watching with all my boys. So it's just so easy.
Awesome. That's awesome. And what kind of results have you had?
We've had quite a few join. Roxanne, you had, I know I had that one that joined this month, literally within 10 minutes. She just said it was just so much fun. She had to become a part of the team. And then Roxanne, you've had some success, right?
Yes. So sometimes it's not, it's just like asking them in our parties or whatever, even though all that fun's in there, sometimes there's still a little, you know, work to be done, so to speak, to answer their objections or their fears. I actually had a consultant who was in our first one that we did in the group just signed. And then the one we did this last one, I just had someone sign. So it took these, and a couple of these girls are people that I've been a couple of consultants that I've been working with for a while. You know, we've had some communication and we got them in the group, and, you know, they were a little more interested, but still a little not sure. So it definitely, I really like the feel and the fun of the group, because it is like, it's like Jennifer said, it's almost less of an ask to say, hey, it's just in a group. All you're going to be doing is, you know, chatting. You don't have to be on screen. You don't have to be on a call. Although I like the whole interview part of that. I really like the feeling of this one. And I think we're seeing the results, and we're only really just getting started with it. Right, Jennifer? I mean, like, I feel like we're just scratching the surface and figuring out, mixing up our recipe, right? You figure out what works. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the perfect ingredients. And I feel like that's where we're at right now with it. So we're starting to see some results for it, for sure. She got one, like she said, like 10 minutes after we were done, jumped on. That was super exciting. I love that. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And I like
and I love it too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nancy Jo.
I was gonna say, I like the fact that you're inviting other directors to join, because there's what do they call FOMO? You know, your fear of missing out. Oh, these other people are interested. You know, that if you have more than 2 or 3 people on there, then they're thinking, oh, this is something that must be interesting for people. And what is this all about? Rather, if it's just you getting the information as a whole to them and then breaking it down and saying, I had a million questions when I started. So I'd love to have some one-on-one time with you and answer all the things that are coming up that you have questions about, and there's no question that's wrong. I mean, embarrassed to say this now, but when I was looking into the Pampered Chef and the gal came out and talked to me, I actually went into Doris Christopher's office, which I found out was just 20 minutes from my house, and asked for an appointment with her and had a whole list of questions I asked her before I could make a good decision. Now, I didn't know that wasn't it wasn't done. But it just made sense to me to go to the founder and the owner of the company. I mean, to find out what her plans were, what did she see this as a vision, and la la la. But she reminded me of that at my 10-year anniversary that I came in and grilled her for an hour and a half. That was a funny day in Canada when we were up there for a meeting, and she reminded me of that, and I just said, oh my gosh, did I do that? I didn't even remember doing it, you guys. But the thing is, when people have those personal questions, and we answer the questions and use words like, well, if we could work that out, what else would stop you? If that wasn't an issue, what else would stop you? And a lot of times that's when you dig deeper and get to the actual root problem of whatever it is. I have a fear of, or my husband wouldn't be supporting, or my wife wouldn't be supporting, or my, whatever. So needless to say, it's, yeah, I was interviewing her. Yeah. Bad. It was bad when I think about it, but go ahead. You're just going to say something.
I think also.
Well, I was going to say, I love it because.
Go ahead.
Oh, I love it because when I'm having the conversation with my hosts in particular, I always get that I'm just too busy right now. And I'm like, okay, I completely understand. After I've gone over how easy it is, if they're still just too busy, I'm always like, you know what? We have this great Look and Learn, and we do it once a month. I'd love to add you to the group. And then as the monthly specials come up, and once a month, you'll kind of get a peek at what it looks like to wear the apron. And then you can just keep it in mind for down the road. But then every month, they're getting notifications about this new opportunity event that we're holding. So every month they re-look at it again, and it's literally no more work on my end because they're just in the group and they're going to get notifications on it. So it's like really nice to have that to just throw people into when they tell me, not right now, maybe down the road, a little bit later. I'm like, oh, great. Well, let's put you in this group and then you'll find out all about it, and then if I see them participating one month, I reach out to them again and say, hey, I saw you were looking again. What do you think? Kind of thing. So
another thing we could do too is say something like, do you think you could find 4 hours a week if you knew you were going to make $200 to $300 to $400? Do you think you'd find that time?
that's good wording.
Yeah, because a lot of times they don't think we make any money. They think we just make things in product, and and in a lot of companies, they keep on reinvesting their money into product, and it's just not like that with us. So we have to make sure that they understand our business model compared to other MLM companies, but to let them know, do you think you could give up a program or two once a week? I mean, because let's face it, if we're checking our Facebook parties a couple times a day and making answers for 20 minutes, 3 times a day, that's an hour. And at the end, and you could have a few parties running at the same time at the end of the week, how much time did we really put in for the check we're going to get? So
I think for me, like, I always think about that. That's usually the number one objection is I don't have the time. I have too much going on in my life. Right? I mean, it's just, that's the most common one. Out of the last 5, probably I've recruited, 3 or 4 of them are full-time nurses, and they're busy. So we can get them past that objection when we just show them that it's really not that. I mean, we really don't spend that much time. Do you want to spend that much time? You can, but it's so easy. Let me just show you how. Let's just host a launch party. And so and those are becoming some of my most successful consultants. Like, the busiest people truly become the most successful consultants. It's the craziest thing. And they were way too busy when I asked them.
Because they know how to get things done.
Yes, exactly.
And I also like to say, do you spend any time on Facebook? Because if you spend time on Facebook, why don't you make money while you're spending time on Facebook instead of just wasting time, just scrolling, or I wouldn't say wasting time because I know that's a lot of people's downtime, but just scrolling, that's what people have turned their FaceTime into actually earning income for their family, so absolutely wonderful, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. And I think keeping on offering. And I think because like the person that talked to me about Pampered Chef originally, she had nothing to gain from it. If you can come from that place in your heart that it's all about them, they feel that and they receive it differently, and that, hey, I'm just here to see who I can help, I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know if you've prayed for an answer to prayer. I mean, I could be your answer to prayer today, and I wouldn't know that if I didn't ask. So I appreciate you chatting with me about this. Consider it a seed planted. You know my words. Consider it a seed planted. If you'd ever like to water it, I would love to be the one that you called, and I would love to work with you and would it be okay if I put you on my special list and contact you once every 4 to 6 weeks with something, a new catalog, a season's best, a special recipe, because that will keep me in front of you, because you know what, you're going to go to other Pampered Chef parties and timing may be just perfect then, but I want you to know that I really want to work with you. So would that be okay if I put you on my VIP list? And just ask, you guys, just ask, right? Awesome. Okay. Any questions for these wonderful gals right here? Anybody in the chat?
Quick, and maybe I missed it. Obviously that video goes live, and then is there a Zoom after? You're just taking questions by posts, right? Okay.
Yeah. And then we of course instruct all the consultants to follow up, if not that night, the next morning. And the great thing about the posts is if they missed it, like what we found with the Zooms was we recorded them, and if someone missed it, they could go back and watch it, but nobody would go back and watch it. I mean, I can see on my YouTube channel how many views the videos have, and it was none. And so we were finding that the Zoom, while very effective if people joined us on the call, was completely ineffective for anyone that couldn't join us on the call. Whereas the posts, they can pop in the next morning if they missed it, if their kids wouldn't go to sleep so they could come down and hang out. They can, after they get their kids to sleep at like 11 o'clock at night or whatever, they can scroll through and check it all out, ask questions. So it's so much more effective, I feel, than the Zoom was, even though I felt like the Zoom it was just really kind of a lovely time to spend interviewing people and hearing what everybody had to say and stuff like that. It really was very nice, but I think this is much more effective and a lot less work.
Yeah. I love it. So it's only about 30 minutes then. Total.
Yes, we stick to 30 minutes total. I mean, obviously we have some posts early in the day, like I said, and one the day before to ramp up visibility of the Facebook group.
I love it.
And there's a question here. How many posts do you have?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thought I saw 12.
I was gonna say, it's not a lot.
It's 14 total, but remember that 3 of them are earlier. So it's 14 total, but 3 of them happen earlier in the day or the day before. Actually, 4 of them happen earlier in the day. Yeah, 4 of them, because I have that reminder. So, yeah.
So 10, and the very last one is a Google form, you were saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is on your Google form? Can you show it to us?
I think I can.
You guys are rocking it out of the park, by the way. This is like so timely and so important. You're making a big difference in our organization this morning.
Thank you.
I have a
Hold on, I
director.
gotta-
I'm not sure. Well, she pulls it up. I'm not sure if she's on here right now. I'd have to look for her, but Adriana, she's my newest director actually, and her husband are a little bit of a power couple, if you will. He's what she lovingly calls her director of marketing. And, she has big goals to leave her insurance job and really wants Pampered Chef to become her main, source of income. So she put together, he them together, put together some Evernotes yesterday that I would love for her to share if she's willing. I know she put it in Car Stars. There she is. She's on here. That are just amazing to reach out to past hosts and guests with this month's special. If she's willing to share them, I'm sure she will. Just fantastic. Like she sent it to me yesterday. I was like, Sundays, I try not to work too much. And she got me so excited. I'm like, I feel like I need to work all day today, but I really don't want to. So yeah, she said, sorry, I was late, but she'll share those. They're great, you guys.
That would be great. So we've got, thank you for, go ahead.
This is our thank you for joining, and then who invited you to our event, so we know who to reach out to, and let them know. How interested are you in joining our Pampered Chef family? Are you planning on joining us? Would you like someone to contact you with more information? What part of the business opportunity intrigues you the most? And I mean, we keep it simple. We don't want them to be stuck in a Google form for like 2 hours.
Right.
That would kind of kill the fun of the whole event if they had to sit there and fill it out forever. But yeah, so it's very simple, and that's what they fill out for us.
And do they have any kind of, is there any drawing or anything like that for filling out the form? And
Yes.
you know, there is a drawing.
So
What do you?
there is a drawing. Here is enter to win, fill out this Google form. And we've just kind of all agreed that whoever the director is over that person that wins is going to send them a gift or prize. So we just kind of work it like that. I mean, you know, it's not so big right now that we need to worry too much about it, but yeah,
Cool.
it's pretty simple.
Very, very cool. Awesome.
Sharing.
Awesome. It's Glenna says, how often do you run this opportunity event? Once a month. Okay.
Once a month. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right.
We haven't, and Glenna asked if there was one day a week that was better. Honestly, we picked the day of the week that's best for us because we can do Wednesday evenings. I know that Roxanne has team meetings on Tuesday evenings. I have team meetings on Sunday evenings. It just, Wednesday evening was the one time that it always seems to work out for us to do it. And we actually, as a tribe, we also do a booking blitz once a month with all our teams. And that is also on a Wednesday night. So we try and keep our like night events to Wednesdays so that we're not working wonky hours all the time. And so my kids actually, you know who I am and see me.
Yeah. So it says Adriana's, is this her Evernote here?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. One is what she created and sent to hosts, past hosts, and the
Okay.
other is for customers. And she also she put a link in there like directly to her sign up type thing. So you would obviously have to change that. So whatever, if you guys take this, you know, you're going to make it your own and change out her stuff, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
Right.
You have to take a look at it.
Yep. All right. Please just update your link. Yes. Yes. When you take it to yours, just save it as yours, right? That's what you have to do. All right. So I would like to follow up next. Ladies, first and foremost, thank you so much for sharing. It is the timing, like Marie said, is just absolutely wonderful because of what we've got going on. And you guys just share. We have such an opportunity, beginning of the season. We've got 6 months to this catalog and what's going on. I mean, it's a perfect time to try on the apron. It feels like things are opening up again in our world. We're getting back to normal. People are getting their shots. And so the people that want them are getting them, and the people that don't are happy to take their masks off, right? So anyway, thank you so much. The next person I would like to have come on is Denise Garza. Denise is, and Patty, if you can handle that for me. Denise has taken Erin's, all of Erin's information she gave us a few weeks ago and personalized it for her team and her size team and all that kind of stuff. And she's done it through Evernote. And Denise wasn't a huge fan of Evernote before this, right, Denise?
Nope.
But what she did was she learned it. And what we're asking, we're not asking you to go through all of Erin's stuff again, but what we're asking is what changed for you with Evernote? And I know Tiffany has done phenomenal things with Evernote for us, but something changed to make you in your head wanting to use it or digging into it? What happened that
And actually it was a little bit before Erin. I just happened to be working on something else. It was another notepad thing that I was working with. It's called Rocketbook. So it's something that you can write notes with and then download the notes so that you don't have papers. I was just really trying to organize my desk and, you know, having notes everywhere. And it's just, yeah, I was forgetting things. And so I was just trying to, it was after boot camp, really around boot camp. And I was just coming up with systems and trying to stay organized and not miss things. And I happened to come across a YouTube about Evernote. Because I have to be completely honest, I was telling Nancy, the very first time I had ever even seen Evernote or heard anything about Evernote, it was right when I signed up. And Patty sent me something on Evernote. It was some note, I don't even remember what it was at this point. And I went to open it and I thought, what in the dinosaur is this? You know, I'd never seen it before. It looked like some old note system for me. I had no idea what it was. And it just, made no sense to me. I really thought it was some old note-taking system. So I really never paid a lot of attention to it. But anyways, I came across a YouTube, and it's this guy talking about Evernote and how brilliant it was and this great, system. And I was like, so I just kind of watched it, and he just has this whole series on it. And I was intrigued. So I watched a few of them, and I've really been using it since. I mean, I had no idea about stacking the notebooks and being able to email things in. And he just had a whole system that he talked about and putting them in order. And like now I have one that's called active and one that needs to work on. And so as I have emails or I've had things that I need to do, I'm sending them into this notebook that basically like a filing system. So anything that I need to work on and need to file into something else later on, I've got sitting there because I can drop them into an Evernote from my phone, from my laptop, so it's just basically now a filing system that I'm using. So I don't have papers everywhere. I'm keeping, you can put your receipts on that. You can keep track of everything on it, so it's just a brilliant, they've got a home board now where you can put shortcuts, a scratch pad. I mean,
can you show us your home board for a minute? Can you show us? Because that was really intriguing to me because my Evernote does not look anything like that.
Nance, they've updated Evernote. So if you didn't update it, she probably has the updated version. So they've updated.
Yeah, and it's just, you just hit update when you open it. Okay. It's that easy. So let me, I didn't even, let me bring it over.
Patty, did you allow her to share screen?
Uh-huh.
Great.
Okay, are y'all seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so this is just the home screen. You can actually make shortcuts. And like, there's my onboarding, I do my devotions in there now. I'm adding, literally, right now I'm going through a lot with my dad. And so I've got all his appointments and medical history in there. I'm, doctor's phone numbers. I mean, so it's literally allowing me to keep everything in one spot. I mean, even just with notebooks. So, I mean, just look at my Pampered Chef one. I mean, that's one notebook, but underneath it, I've got all of these other different notebooks that I create underneath them so that I can keep them separate and know where to find stuff. So, every time we have meetings, here's my director's meetings and I've got my Monday chats in there and I'll put, things in there, and it's so neat as when we're talking and people are showing stuff, I just screenshot and drop pictures in there of things to go back and look at. So yeah, it really does a lot, guys. And it's, again, keeping me from having a bunch of just notes all over the place.
This is it's very different than.
No, you know why it's different, Nance, is because you are looking at a web version and not her version on desktop, not her version, not the software part that's been downloaded. So you're looking at evernote.com and she's logged into hers. It's different, and it's also different on a Mac. So it
Okay.
will have a totally different view from a Mac and a regular PC, and the fact that she is on a web page. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, looks totally different.
Okay.
But
And,
yeah,
and what type of computer do you have, Denise?
On Windows.
Your Windows. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but I know it just updated, and actually I have the app one. If I open my app one, it's, hold on a second.
you might have to stop screen share and then reshare.
Yeah, hold on. It's just slow because I'm on Zoom.
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, here, if I stop, it still looks the same, just so you know, so.
It looks the same.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you see it now?
Yep.
And that's the app one.
All right. So good to know. Good to know. All right. I've got some work to do.
Yeah, no, like I said, it just really, you customize it to what you need, and it's, yeah.
Can you give us the link? A few people are asking, and I myself am too. The link that you watched originally for the person that got you to.
I'll go back and look for it. I will. I've got his name somewhere because I know I watched a series of them, and I know I sent it to my sister because she's using it too, but I'll have to go back and look for it because I don't remember it off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but I will.
Something you paid for?
No, it was free.
It was free. Awesome.
Is it on YouTube? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, but there were several different ones. And some of them, there was like a girl that did it and another guy. And I tried, once I started looking at them, and there was one guy that was a lot better than the other ones. So I'll look for that guy and let y'all know. I'll give it to you so you can put it in. But yeah, it was
Was
really.
it by any chance Simplicity or Tech? Was it any of those two guys?
I don't want to lie. It's been some time ago. It's been a
Okay,
few months.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I just
been like last week or something. It's been a few months.
No lying. There's no lying.
no lying.
I don't want to lie.
Well, thank you so much.
welcome.
Want to encourage you guys to a way for us to get organized with all the, thank you very much, Denise.
Oh, yeah.
For all the different things that are coming in for us. There's a lot to learn, and you can't implement everything at the same time. So if we can and some of the old stuff is new again, like I said, Tiffany Foreman is amazing, and she is the guru for Evernote, so.
It even has tasks. It has reminders. I mean, it's tags where you can search the whole thing. I mean, it's got a lot, y'all. It really does.
Okay.
Denise, for your team, have you done a little like Zoom, like here's Evernote and here's everything you can do with it?
Most of my team is using it now.
Could you share that like how-to video with the group?
Oh, have I done it as a video? No, I've done it like on, so I do a tech, I was doing it on Thursdays, but now I open up on just a call, and we don't record it. It's just like you can hop on and off, and we do these calls back and forth, just questions.
I love that. I'm thinking about
an open Zoom.
Tuesdays, yeah.
So we've gone over that. But yeah, I could do that if you need to. So
that would be great. I was thinking like if I watched you do, we do Tech Tip Tuesday, and I just have like pre-recorded stuff that I plunk into my group under Post My Party, Motivational Monday, Tech Tip Tuesday, Wow Wednesday, Training Thursday, Facebook Friday. And so if I could see you do it, then I could do one of my own.
Yeah.
But I just clicked around like Nancy Jo was saying, and Nancy Jo, it defaults to like notes, but if you click home, I just saw the scratch pad, which I've never seen before because I've never clicked around on this. And if you click
it's on the home screen, and you can customize.
Yeah.
We get,
Yeah, I want to know how to make subcategories underneath my notebooks and stuff like that. Like I would love to see, like, if you just did a quick, like, here's Scratchpad, here's how you create a new notebook, here's how you move notebooks.
Well, and see, and that's what it is. It's kind of like using Canva or using Censure. There just does so much that it's kind of hard. You know, it's like, what do you want to know? You know, do you know what I mean? Because it's kind of.
That's why you, as a pampered chef, one of the things that I love about these calls is that it's related to what we do as our business. So to see somebody else who's a pampered chef consultant using this and showing us how you're using it, then we can at least learn some of the general abilities of it, and then we can customize to ourselves. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that'd be great.
Denise, are you using the paid version or the free version?
I have, you know what? I don't even know. I think I have the paid one probably now.
I had the paid one. I found I wasn't using it, so I stopped it.
I did upgrade to the paid so I could have more space. So yeah, I've got the paid.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
I've got premium, not the business. So it's the in between.
Is it, it was under $100, right? It's like a yearly under $100, I think. Yeah.
Sounds like it's worth the investment.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
What's the difference between Evernote and like using the Google Forms or Google Docs that you can access from everywhere too?
This just has, it's easier to access as far as a organization in my, because I use Google. That's all I was using before was Google, but this is more of a file system and getting the notebooks under the notebooks where it's a file, you know, where the other is just more like a storage or a cloud, I guess. I mean, you're going to have, I can put all kinds of notes in between. Like I could put my pictures in with my files. I could put a spreadsheet in with the other, where when you're on Google, you're going to only be able to store docs in certain folders, and you know, spreadsheets in certain folders, and images in other folders. So I mean, you could do it this way, but here, like I have a notebook for, you know, onboarding, and whether I wanted to put a spreadsheet or put a, you know, my Google survey or anything in that, I'm going to put all those documents together. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Another answer to that, as well as is you need to, people have to have a Gmail account to have a Google Doc. And so if they have Yahoo or Hotmail, Evernote is accessible to the cloud from any cell phone and any computer, whether they're Mac or whatever. And just like she was saying, you can scan and save. But the best part of Evernote, and the reason I ended up starting using it 16 years ago, is there is no other app out there that can search a document as thoroughly as Evernote. So if you know somewhere in a menu that you scanned, like literally you scanned a paper menu at a restaurant and it was some pad thai apricot, you type in pad thai apricot and it'll search all your documents and it'll search all of your images and it will find that for you. And there's no other app out there that will search within a scanned document as well. So it's really cool. And because it's on your phone, you can share a little link and anybody can open an Evernote document. So if I meet somebody at the grocery store and they say they love Pampered Chef, I have a Cliff Notes document that's like, hey, if you missed the virtual party, here's the Cliff Notes. And it's a video of the most recent YouTube video of the new spring summer products. It has replacement parts. It has the host and guest special. And I share that with my team. And then I change it every month. And then as my team shares that with new people, every month it's got the updated thing. So, and they can share it with customers right in the grocery store. Whereas a Google Doc can't have, just like Denise was saying, an image, a video, and all of that all in one document.
Right. Now, Linda's right on, you're easy to import images, but exporting an image is the only downfall. It's hard to pull an image out of it. Now, if it's something like anything, it's now, I will not put an image in there because you can always screenshot it and pull it out. But something like host coaching, that makes it a little difficult. So what I've done with my girls with host coaching is I've given them the document in there, but I've also then given them a cinch share folder for their document, for all their
Photos.
all their photos. Yeah. And so then they're downloading them from SenseShare, because you can literally just click on each one and then they drop them into whether they're using Google or whatever folder or whatever they're using. So I give them a SenseShare folder with all documents, with all photos, sorry, for whatever they're using.
If you split screen and have like Facebook and Evernote, and maybe it's just because I'm on a Mac, I usually don't have a problem dragging and dropping photos either way.
Oh,
Usually it works, but
okay.
you know, and maybe with the new update, maybe that's what.
Maybe I haven't tried it in a while, but I know you
Yeah.
can't. It's really easy.
Well, I mean, I used to do it. I'm saying maybe with the update, it doesn't do that, but usually I
Yeah,
do the
you know
Mac.
what? I haven't tried it in a while pulling
Yeah.
them out. I just knew it was harder to
Yeah.
pull them out than it was put them in. But yeah, you can copy and paste pictures all day in. Easy.
So since you moved from Google to Evernote, what's your suggestion? Considering how many old files you had, did you just start fresh new
I
going?
just started fresh. And then if I needed a Google Doc into something I was using, then I brought it in.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any other questions for Denise? Maybe we should have another training to start fresh. You know, if you're not using Evernote, you know, that maybe that could be even a different, at a different time, you know, even so that everybody could, if you're just beginning, we could do that. So
The other thing that you can do, and I know Tiffany does this, is you can share a notebook. Like if your team, you can share the notebook. When you share a notebook, you get all the updates. When you take one of these documents that, you know, Jenn shared or anybody else shared that Roxanne shared, and you download it into your Evernote, you don't get the updates. You have to go back to the original link to get that. But if you shared a document, no matter, it's kind of like the Google Forms. Like you can actually see things when you share a document. You can see any updates that has been made to the document or to the folder. So you can have a shared, you know. It is great because every single link that everybody shared on here, it's easy for me to grab that, copy, paste, put it in Evernote. And then when I go back and I use it on the training website, I go back and I'm able to use those links and add those links right into, you know, any of the resources for the director chats.
Well, it does depend on how you share it, because it is Google and Evernote. You can share them both ways, where you're giving them permission to edit, or you're just giving them to share it so that they can copy it and make it, you know, have their own copy. So that they do have the option to do it either way. But, you know, so like we have that freezer workshop, and we were as a team working on it and doing some graphics and stuff to use in the team. And so that folder with my other two directors, we're sharing that, and we're all being able to add stuff in it. And so all of us can see that, and we can all work on it together. But you can kind of do that in Google also. So like with slides. So, but you know, we all have access to it.
awesome. Well, if we don't have any more questions for Denise, it's a perfect lead in. We have just a couple minutes left. Oh, Roxanne, did you have one? Oh, okay. You're just, all right.
That's with my hair.
Thank you, Denise. I really appreciate you engaging, re-engaging what Tiffany started long time ago, and many others have shared about Evernote too, but we should go back and revisit, and it'll be interesting to see how many of you, how many of us update things and start using it before next week. So come ready to share on what changes you made to your business because of what Denise and what Roxanne and Jennifer shared today. Just wanted to let you know we will be we will have the new freezer meal workshop. Christine and Kim worked on that, and we will place that both in our Facebook groups and on PC Team Training. We'll get you that. Patty, it looks great. And what we're going to do is, again, on April 1st, and then after that, it's going to be once a month with the new menu. So we'll have 3 menus to start with, and or 3 menus by the end of the month. And so we can go from there. Quick question. Has anybody, again, thank you, Denise, appreciate it. Okay. Has anybody, let's see. Let's go to the all screen here, gallery. Has anyone done the freezer meal workshops? Has anybody?
We did ours yesterday.
Yeah. And did you do it with your team or with a host?
With my team and Friel's team, we did it all. We combined efforts for the first one to see how, you know, I definitely think next one will be bigger because we had a blast yesterday. I've done them before, you know, in person many times. So I still make like those kind of meals for my family, but it was fun doing it. Like everybody was on Zoom together and you're all listening and talking. Friel was doing her thing, you know, of course. But everybody loved it. We went live a couple times during the week with different tips. I showed how to take the tendon out of the chicken tenderloins, the hack, how to pull it with a fork. Friel went on about doing the, removing the silver skin from the tenderloin. So there was a lot of tips. Nikki had gone on live and talked about, you know, making sure they printed out, you know, all the forms, what they were going to do with each form, what page they had to cut up, and like kind of explain the bag in bag process so that they understood it before we got to that Sunday. So that wasn't something we had to really talk about it then. And then we talked about, we did before during the week, we talked about substitutions because several of the people don't do pork or beef. So we talked about all those different kind of substitutions, or if they had sodium issues, that maybe they don't do canned food, they do the frozen for the vegetable soup. Things like that. So we did a lot of substitution talk, just different tips throughout the week. Everybody really loved it. We had a great time. And we did it in about less than an hour and a half, the whole thing. And that includes some talking before and after. So
did you use one of these menus or did you make up?
Yeah, we used the first menu. And just so you guys know, on that first menu, we got to check it because it says that you don't have to cook any of the meat. You have to cook the ground beef beforehand, or ground turkey, whatever you're using. For the pizza pasta casserole one, it says that, because on the shopping list it says no meat needs to be pre-cooked, but the hamburger does have to be pre-cooked. And so, you know, we made sure we went on live and posted and stuff.
Right, Laura's got her
hand.
Yeah.
I did make that one and I didn't pre-cook the meat. However, I didn't put the pasta sauce in it to freeze because I'm like, why? That to me is silly. Like I don't add the broth or the sauce. So I did just put it in, I used the old all-purpose pot to do it. So I threw the meat in there. The one thing, I put the pepperoni and the meat to cook it together. My son came in the house and he's like, are you cooking like meatballs, Mom? It smelled phenomenal. So I browned the meat before I added in the rest of the stuff after it was frozen. So definitely.
But it did have all the cheese and stuff in it, right?
It did, yeah. I mixed everything with the sauce in it. It was fine. I mean, we loved it.
So Laura, so you put the meat in first, browned it, and then you added everything else. Is that what you're saying?
The freezer, you know, I have it right here. I mixed everything that it called for in the instructions except for the sauce. So I did not cook the meat ahead of time. I have it right here because I was just going through it too. So it called for the pepperoni, the ground beef, the mozzarella cheese, and the Parmesan cheese. All of that was in there like it called for. And I browned it in a pan and then threw in the sauce and the water and the noodles. And it was fine. So
Okay.
it's one of those you can do either way. It's not going to hurt it.
And Nancy Jo, I'm going to jump on real quick. It's Friel.
Sure.
The one thing that we loved about ours was I took it upon to, instead of like, having, Sharice making a recipe and then, somebody else putting one together. I just bought all the ingredients and we went live on Zoom and then fed it into the group. And I just put everything together, showed them recipe by recipe. That made it easier. It flowed faster. There was no gapping. We took time to say, okay, who's caught up? Who needs this? To give you a minute or two to get caught up. And I'm going to tell you, it was really the best experience. It went so much smoother and everybody is super, super excited. And they're actually, we put out a challenge too, that, we're going to pick a winner every time we do it. And that winner is going to get their spices for the next class as a gift. They'll win the spices for the April class. And then we're doing, like for everyone that invites a friend of theirs to join our next class, just to build up, and meet new people. And I've already got people that joined us yesterday inviting, and I have a list of friends they want to invite to it next month. We also did something that got us a lot of interaction where we had them, after they finished their meals, they had to post it on their timelines and tag their consultant. Look what I just did. Look how my freezer looks. And it was really cool seeing all of these popping up in my time feed, because they tagged their consultant. So we were really thrilled. An hour and 20 minutes and we were done. And everybody's like, oh my God, my kitchen's clean, my freezer's full, I'm good to go. So they really enjoyed it. So if you're doing it as a group, pick one person to do the actual demo. It just goes a lot easier. And then, if people want to chip in for the ingredients, but I didn't care. I have a freezer full of food that I'm bringing to a friend who just had surgery. So, it didn't matter to me, but it was really, I think, a lot smoother. And Sharice can back me up on this, that with one person doing prepping, it was a lot, really had a flow to it. And it was so much fun. I would highly recommend doing a team one, and whoever the team leader, volunteer for the first one to buy the ingredients off your freezer, but it goes a lot smoother, so.
Well, and because you're doing a class,
yeah,
it's going to be tax deductible too. And you're feeding your family on that for the rest of the week. So
yeah, but it was really great because we're coming at it from yes, they had to buy the spices to get entrance into the group. But we had, what we loved it was they were all like so appreciative of it. They're like, this is great. This was fun. It forced me to meal prep. I like knowing I've got meals in the freezer. So it really built up a nice relationship with all of our, the 32 people we had with us, which we thought was amazing for our first time out, doing this. And I know it's gonna really grow for the April one. So thank you, very much, Nancy Jo, for, putting this together for us and having Kim and, those guys they made our job so much easier, but we're making the actual group really a lot of fun and informative. And, and I think we're getting bookings from the people that were in the group because we really featured products that, especially the new, the rapid prep, people were blown away by it. They were like, so it was really, thank you for doing that for us, but it's a great way to come from a place of service and it's really fun for the entire team.
Right.
Like we told our own consultants, this is something you guys may want to consider. We told them in our weekly team meetings, in order to join this group to see exactly what we're doing, they had to purchase the spices themselves in order to come and gather the recipes. So they had to we didn't want to add them just for the sake of adding them. They had to do something. So hop on by yourself and make the meals. And then you can now, what it's about and what we have going on in the group, you can now go and offer it to all of your people. Do you know what I mean? So we, there was an entrance fee, let's put it that way, right? For our consultants, because, they're not going to really gain any benefit by just looking at what we were doing in the group. They really had to put the meals together themselves, say, oh, this was easy. This was fun. Oh, that's delicious, And so that was really good for a lot of the team members. So now they're excited about offering it to their people for April. And,
Well,
you know,
and what's really great for our consultants is they're experiencing it so that they can turn around and do it. But say if they ask 2 people to join with them
right.
and 3 people order the spices, now they're active also.
Well, that's the whole point. Remember, when we did this was for them to, you know, at least if they get 3 or 4 people to buy in, they're qualified for the month. But I had quite a few of I had 8 people for this one, you know, hop on, but they bought the $80 bundle. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And, you know, and a few of them, I said, you guys have this. We have this stuff. She goes, oh, no, I bought a double set of the spices and I bought the double bundle for my daughter. And her and her daughter were on together, which was nice. So, you know, so that was really, you know, that's for them to stay active, but we really pushed it as a service, and now they're super excited. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I talked bookings. I talked like, hey guys, if you want the mandolin, you want the double, griddle and stuff, because we were talking fajitas, you know, reach out to your consultant. You got to book an April show, you know, and so we did talk it up, and they were, you know, so I think it's going to help everybody's business and build relationships with their people. So that's the whole point. But it was really, we enjoyed it. We actually really enjoyed it. So,
okay, I'm going to show you what this next one is. Christine Hensley sent it. So I'm going to screen share. Patty, can you allow me to screen share, or can I screen share? I know Patty's running here. Let me see if it works. All right.
Okay, you should be able to, Nance.
Okay. All right.
You're
see.
You should be. Are you able to?
Yes, I am. Okay. All right. So, hold on. Let me go to, all right.
So Nance, these are what you're going to show us is going to be up on PC Team Training when? Is this?
As soon as I can get it to Patty.
Okay.
So here is the product list. All right. And then here is, did I stop screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Is this for the first one, Nance? That was for the first one?
No, this is for the second one.
The next one. Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. Ryan Org. This isn't, she's got it in 5 different documents. So let's see, screen share. So then, oh crap. Hold on. It's called error. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she's got the menu too. Leave these items in your pantry. Have these ready for workshop day. And then it's really good. She's done a really, really great job. So anyway, I will send that whole email to you, Patty, so you can get it up. Their Word document. She's got an invitation on there, just all the different stuff. It's just hard going back and forth to open up each one. I should have had them all open to begin with.
So I do have to say that she has a veggie wedger on there on the first one. And I know we don't have the veggie wedger anymore. So
right. Okay, so we can change that before we put it up, because there were
guys, don't worry about the veggie wedger. Just put in the apple wedger instead. It does a better job. It does the same thing, same price point. Just put in the apple wedger.
Okay.
That's what I substituted it.
All right.
That's what I substituted for it.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So this is for Friel, I think, because you had so many on, and so we did it this past weekend as well but I really only offered it to my directors first, so that they could then be the buy-in for their consultants, so that most of my directors are all so new. They have no idea what a freezer mill workshop is. And so instead of trying to explain it to our large group of consultants, we offered it to our directors first, so that they could become familiar with it. And then they could invite their consultants for the next one. So Friel, my question is, when we open this up to, now that we've done it with our directors and we loved it, and I was actually kind of surprised how few directors jumped in on it. And I think it was just because of the unknown, right? They don't know what they're being asked to do. And then they're going to see all my other directors did it, and they're like, I want to do this. I want to do this, right? That's going to be what's going to happen.
Right.
And so then what's going to happen is then they're going to invite their consultants. And now we're going to invite our consultants. We could have upwards of, 100 consultants that want to do this.
Yep.
Oh God, you're spotlighting me. My hair's a mess. You could have upwards of 100 consultants and their guests in there. So at what point do we say this is way too big, or do you encourage your director to break off or your consultant to break off and do their own groups?
And I did this on purpose because I think a lot of you know my philosophy is I'm going to test something out before I bring it to the whole organization, because we have a big board now, right? Like you do. So here's what we did. We specifically kept it to, just myself and Sharice's downline, just so we could work out the kinks. Now I'm going to go to my other directors and say, would you guys be interested in doing this? I would be more than glad to do exactly what we did here, share all the info with them, because now that we've worked out the kinks, and all the info is right here in PC Team Training. That's all we use as far as the invitation, the products, the recipes. That's all we did. We just made our group a little bit unique, but we're already changing it for next month because we realized. So what I would do, Linda, is I would, say to, get your consultants in there and then say, okay, here's the image. I just made up images on Canva and posted in my VIP group who would be interested. And that's where I got the list of them, my people that wanted to join. I had about 25 ask for the information, and then 9 of them committed, okay, by ordering. The others were like, can you make it keto? Do you have a keto? I go, I don't care. Just saying, I don't care. Yeah. And, they were like, well, I have allergies. Leave it out. I mean, but so I was really happy with the result I got for first time out. So now that they're talking about it, and I had them both, also post in my VIP group, now I've got a lot of interest. So most of us we don't have the account like Nancy Jo has with like 500 people, for the Zooms. If it gets to that point, I have a feeling we're going to have a lot more in April. I would just break it out into team groups. So if you've got like a advanced director or above, help them set up their own group so it's not over the 100 capacity. But I have a feeling it's going to become, I think it's probably going to level out for us, hopefully like 50 people every month, for, Sharice and my team. Now, if I go with my other wonderful directors, they could have 50 or more as well, but that's good though. But now that we've worked it out, I can go to my other leaders like, Doreen and, and April and Josie and those guys and say, you guys want the information to try this with your organization. So I would break it off. There's no way we can't do 500 people at one time. It's just not really smart. So I would just break it off, Linda. Once you have your directors in there and they know what to do, then you can have them, okay, you're ready to offer it to your customers. And then how many responses? And then you could split it up by creating different groups, and then, once the directors know, how we did it, then I think it's very duplicatable. Right. I just think our idea where one director is actually assembling is going to be so much easier than, going off to different people to do, like you say you have 5 directors. Okay, you do one.
That's the way I did it. I did all of the assembling and all of the walkthrough and all of the talking them through.
Yeah.
And then my other directors just kind of followed.
Yeah. And if I were you, Linda, and I know you're like me in this respect, I will do it for every director group and their people. I have no problem. I can donate the food. I can have my freezer full. I don't mind incurring the cost at all for this because it benefits the whole organization. And if the directors want to chip in, that's fine. But I don't care. I really don't. As far as that, I'm willing to do it. I like being in control. You guys know me. I'm a control freak. But for a lot of the, and people that, oh my God, we loved your tips. Oh, what a great idea. This is what I do. I mean, this is what, but that's how I would do it. I would have one person doing the assembling, but all of us, like Cherie said, we all jumped in with the tip of the day. We put in the, the recipes, we put in, engagement. So the group is a lot of fun. It's only going to get better for next month. So we're definitely building up on this. But that's what I would do, Linda. I would definitely have them go off and separate groups because nobody's going to have the unlimited number of people on Zoom, and it gets too crazy.
But let me ask you this. We're doing our Saturday morning, and we have a Facebook group set up.
Yep.
We divvy the week, so different directors are posting, and we kind of have a theme to the week, like freezer hacks, how to prep veggies, you know, the whole thing leading up to it. But we're going to Zoom, but also Zoom into the group. So
that's what we did. We went, and I know a lot of you are fainting over dead that Friel Yan actually, thanks to Charisse, giving me an hour and a half tutorial on how to do this, but we went onto Zoom and we fed it as a live feed into Facebook, into the group. And because I had a lot of my people say, I can't be on it too. Can I watch it later and do it? I go, absolutely.
Right. And we thought from what Linda said, I wanted the portal to be the camera. And so the portal is going to be made the spotlight speaker.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Well, what I did was I logged on my computer and got everything set up, muted myself, took off the video, you know, on the computer. So I went into Zoom, got on, you know, clicked on live Facebook, you know, stream. Then I muted everything on the computer, and then I logged in as a separate person into the group, and that's where, so I was filming from my phone, but everything was on my computer as far as setting it up.
But then why did you say that you're really going to limit? Because if people are joining from the Facebook group, it wouldn't matter what kind of Zoom.
Well, that's true. But we really wanted the interaction, Marie, of people talking to us on the Zoom call.
Got it.
Like when somebody said,
Yes.
slow down, you're going too fast, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know, it was really nice, you know, like I would check in like, okay, Robin, how you doing? She goes, oh my God, I'm keeping up, you know, or that was really fun. But on the live and Facebook, they can comment as they're watching it, but we couldn't see that. Like I could not be doing what I was doing and checking comments on Facebook. So yeah, if you're only going to feed it and not have them actually join the Zoom call, you could definitely, there's no limit. But the whole thing is there's no interaction either until after the fact, and they can't ask you questions. And we did get quite a few questions, you know, like, so, you know, so that's up to you, Marie. If you don't share the Zoom link at all, and you just go Zoom to live Facebook, yeah, it's unlimited. You know, anybody, I mean, you could have 100 people in the group watching it with no problem, but they're not going to be able to get their questions answered right away, you know, in the moment. Unless I'm wrong, but unless somebody's like with me in the room saying, oh, Charisse just asked, can I use pork chops instead of chicken or what? Yeah.
Someone would have to be monitoring the Facebook Live feed. Someone would just have to be monitoring the Facebook Live feed, which is not worth it for us. I mean, the whole point of us doing it for them at a specific time is for their commitment to the Zoom. If they want to jump on if they want to be in the Facebook group and follow through the Facebook group, that's their choice. Right. But they're going to get a lot more personalized attention through the Zoom room.
Well, actually, and then you know, when I was talking about bookings, it was easier to say, hey, Robin, it's been a year since your party. Let's go here, you know, and she did. She booked. Do you know what I mean? So I felt like I was in the room right alongside with them. So it made it a lot more fun for me. But I think to have the interaction and want them to come back because they had a good time, I think you have to invite them to the actual Zoom call. And the reason we also did it is because this way I didn't have to save the Zoom call, you know, record it to the cloud or my computer and then post the replay, because no one's going to watch the replay. But if they're in the group and they're seeing the video going, they're going to stop and follow it step by step. So that was our thinking, Marie, was like, we wanted the interaction of it. But, you know, I mean, let me know how you do it. If you just left it where nobody got the link but you, and you just went live into the group, how how that went. But I like the fact that we could answer their questions on the spot, you know, because they did ask, you know, some valid questions, and they're like, oh, I forgot the double bagging, hang on, or like, you know, hang on, slow down, you know. And I did purposely say, okay, are you caught up, you know? And they're like, you're going too fast, you've done this for a while, you know, that kind of thing. But I think, I mean, Charisse, like told you, we had a wonderful time with it. I mean, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And you know, because
I agree.
like, yeah, But I like, so now that we know it got really good results, now I can go to my other directors and say, would you like to do it for your organizations?
Right.
Because
And
all of my
that was
directors
our
are
main
all,
reasoning for doing
yeah,
that. Yeah, was to educate our directors on the process.
Right.
And then so that they can invite their consultants, so that their consultants can invite their guest. And
Exactly.
and I'm a visionary person. Like, I think big. And I think these people would be crazy not to take advantage of this opportunity, right? I mean, come on, it's how you're going to market it. And if I'm going to market it like that, and my directors are going to market it the same way to their consultants, and then my consultants are going to market it to their guest,
right?
That's what I want to do. I want to get everybody super excited about it. But I think our next step is, now that I've got my directors on board, I think I'm going to now just do it to my consultants, and then let my consultants see how it works.
It was
so that they can buy
putting
into
it out there, Linda. It was so easy. We just, like I said, I made a Canva picture, showing freezer meal bags in there and showing power tools and all that. And who wants to, stop worrying about that question, what's for dinner? Who would like, and then everybody commented, and I said, sending you a private message. And then I sent them the, the flyer that was in, PCT training. Thanks to Cherise for getting all that for us, and the wording, and then the ordering link.
Yep.
Okay. And then they decided, and then I could, of course, we're going to see that they ordered. Then they got.
Then you add them to the Facebook group.
And then we gave them the date and time, all of these tips, and then we just went live. It was really super easy. There was no like big, nothing.
It was.
You would think, I wouldn't overthink it. I would put it out there now, make the offer, and then when we get all the flyers later, then we can, start messaging, the information to people. So let's wait until later today or tomorrow when it's all up. Unless you want to do menu 1, then just go ahead and start inviting people.
Right.
What do you care if you got 20?
Well, we just did menu 1, so we're definitely ready for.
No, I mean to offer it to the guests. To offer it to the guests.
All right. So I'm gonna share. I've got them all up now. Here's menu 2. All right.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay, and then here's the grocery list. Here's the menu. I mean the actual recipes. Here's the cooking instructions, and then I did change the one.
We're only seeing the first page, Nance. We're not.
We're only seeing the
All
page.
right. Well, I don't know how to do it then.
But that's okay. I mean, we get the idea that it's up there, so
we just appreciate you guys doing the work.
We really do. We're so grateful. We're
Thanks,
so grateful.
Christine. I'm happy to pay her to do that, because that's the thing. I'm making a financial investment, and I think you guys are awesome for going out and doing it with it. I love it. It's worth every dime. So thank you so much. And thanks to Christina and Kim Christina for doing it, and Kim for just feeding Christina with ideas, and she's loving it. She loves to do it. So it's a win-win for everybody, guys. And if we can get our team doing it.
So, Nance, Feriel and Cherise, Linda, everybody is adding like extra bonus content that week leading up to the workshop with like tips and ideas. We really need to have a central place, like on that freezer meal workshop document, that this is only going to get better if we all share together. So if you've created like your freezing tips or your storage tips or whatever tips, if you could pass that back so that we can add it to PC team training, then all of us that are doing this are only going to have better events collectively. So
I agree.
So that's my ask. And I will let Linda or Nancy Jo talk about Linda. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I just want to say something is before we do that is Laura somewhere in the middle of all our chat was talking about how she uses the spices, kind of like what they do for taste buds. What other things that use the spices for, Laura? Do you want to share that really quick?
Laura Teal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to screen share, Patty? And then I will get this.
And take me off.
Hold on.
There's also
Okay.
There's also from the old home office menus, there's big chill tips and spice tips that I saved those documents. So I'll send those to you, Patty.
Okay.
But yeah, I went through, oops, if you can let me screen share here. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No, I gotta.
I I was trying to figure out like how I could tell them specific for the spices that you're buying, what you can do extra with them. I
Okay,
still
it
can't.
should be good now.
Yeah, because then that's added value.
It's not letting.
Yeah. So I went, can you see my Asian seasoning?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, so I went into Taste Buds because they have a ton of information there.
Yeah.
And just just snipped it and put it in there. So I have, I think 4 of the seasonings for menu 1 like this.
Okay, that is
And
awesome.
it's just exactly what Taste Buds shared. So, but I'm, like today I just posted like how to do prep burgers. It's not part of the menu, but just that prep ahead idea.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm doing about using the close and cut for chicken. So prepping ahead again, sharing tips every day, just like the mix and chop and the can opener, and just those basic tools, because we've got 22 coming to a workshop on Saturday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And what we did, and to be honest with you, and Charisse will, we just Googled a lot of information on, great, freezing tips, hacks, and we, like when I was doing the actual demos, I really was pushing Taste Buds. Like, if you think this is fun, guys, how would you like to know that every single month, if you subscribe to a Taste Bud subscription, you're going to get some great samples of spices, amazing recipes right with the grocery list. So you don't have to wait for our next workshop to really every month add 3 great new recipes to your repertoire without having to buy a huge sample of something. And so we really were pushing the Taste Buds as well. Like, try it out for 1 month, guys. And if you love it, take the deal of getting it every month. I look forward to the first week when my envelope's in the mail, and so we were pushing the enrichables, we were pushing the, the Taste Buds, not pushing, telling people. Yeah, I was pushing, I'm always pushing. But that was really a great way for them to appreciate the spices, knowing like, oh, I could do this every month. I don't have to put a specific order in, and it will, it will come, right to me. So that was a great, but we just, if you just Google a million, there's so much information there. And then go back to the old ones PC had, they're fine. Just, delete the products we don't have and substitute with a new product. There's so much information out there. There's no need, like, we decided to recreate the wheel, just make it a little smoother running wheel is our goal.
Update the wheel.
Grease the wheel.
Well, I will send this email to Patty so she can take all the different things and put them in for meal week 2 or meal plan 2. I should say not week 2, but meal plan 2. I'd like to thank all the people that contributed today. Friel, Charisse, all the gals at the beginning, Denise, Jennifer, Roxanne, just appreciate everybody so much. And Laura too, thanks for what you added. And so next week is Chairman Circle. So the nationals on this call will not be on here, but Linda McGuire, I don't know if we coerced her or twisted her arm or.
You just better give me some folks that are going to talk.
Oh, no, that's your job.
Wait, that was not in the contract.
Okay.
So who on here still wants to jump in and help me out next week?
There you go. Would you please put it in the chat that you would be willing to share an idea to help Linda next week? We will officially be on a phone call with Pampered Chefs. So, the nationals will. So anyway, okay, Denise said, I made games in Canva about what you can freeze. Fun. And I think even taking ideas from this concept, you guys, and running with it and sharing what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because even, and I'll try to get with Denise to organize those tips that I was talking about last week. Last week was tax week. So, anyway, but next week, this coming week, I should have some time to organize some of those tips and organizational things that I did when I started this whole thing with the 10 at a time workshop. So, just.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Literally because I am a squirrel and it just popped into my brain. As an idea, how many of the directors on here do their team meetings via Zoom? And would you like to learn how to do breakout rooms in your Zoom meetings?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that would be great.
Because we've started doing that in our organization because our numbers were getting so large and it felt very disconnected. You know, you just feel like you're just talking to a bunch of faces and there's no connection. And we just started doing that. And oh my gosh, the results that my consultants were like, this was so much fun tonight. We really appreciate doing it. So I'll put that on our agenda. It doesn't take but a few minutes to show everybody. And I'll put everybody into a meeting room, into breakout rooms so they can see how it actually works. But I'll have to sign in as you though.
Oh, no, I'm going to have you, I'm going
Okay.
to give you all my information.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you
So
have
good.
to set it up on the back end, Linda? Is there any?
Nope. There's no setting up on the back end.
Okay.
Not at all.
Don't forget to tape it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and I'm gonna need somebody to help me out with that because I am the worst at remembering to record. So I need a sidekick. Denise Garza, you can be my sidekick to make sure that I record and stop recording.
Let people in. So you're gonna need a co-host anyway, so she can help
Okay.
let people in.
And Denise has all my information. So it's all good. All right. You guys, we are hitting 2
Can I ask a
hours.
question real quick before we get off? But has anybody tried the freezer meal workshops in actually preparing them in the pressure cooker? Because that's the only question I keep getting in our thing. I mean, so many people want to prepare them in the pressure cooker.
Like
be able to take them out of the freezer and actually just make them instead of remembering to thaw them out. And so that is my huge thing. So if anybody knows that, that'd be
definitely can. I think most of these, I mean, the fajitas are going to take you like, frozen, 10 minutes. I mean, seriously, because they're tenders. And I'm talking menu 1 right now. The pork tenderloin with the mushroom sauce, the only thing I would do to that, yes, you can put it into the quick cooker right out of the bag. You don't have to thaw it, but you're going to have to make sure there's plenty of liquids. You're going to end up with a lot of extra gravy, which is very nice.
Would you be able to give us little for each menu? Would you be
Oh my God, Marie, I have a life.
That's Denise.
That's Denise.
You're yelling at Denise, not Marie. Denise may leave now with going, oh, Marie yelled at me.
No, I would never. Marie, I'll yell at. Marie, I have no problem yelling at.
Denise.
Denise, was that you? Were you asking? I thought it was Marie asking.
That was Denise.
We can blame Marie. We can blame.
Yeah, let's blame Marie. But no, Denise, you really can, because think about it. Think of the ingredients for this recipe. So if we all made the pasta recipe that came with the quick cooker when it came out, remember that? That's exactly what we have right here in this one. So you just put it in, and I would do what Laura did though for that recipe. I would leave the sauce out. I would just put in the ground beef and everything else. So I would do the freezer workshop. I would leave out the cheese and the sauce, put everything else into the quick cooker, even raw beef. You don't have to cook it, pre-cook it for this time, and then add the sauce. And then I would just stir the cheese in later, like at the end of it. But you can definitely take that right out of the freezer, dump all the ingredients in except the sauce, add the sauce, the water, and then just go ahead and do it for the 6 minutes. Okay, you can even add the pasta at that point too. Do you know what I mean? The box of rotini or something. The pork, put it in, add a cup of beef broth to it, you're good to go. The fajitas, you're gonna put it in, don't even set it on poultry, it's only gonna need 10 minutes, right? So yeah, they can all go into the pressure cooker, Denise. It's really just a matter of adding the liquids before, after, so like if anything calls for a liquid, don't freeze it, just add it when you put it into the pressure cooker. Right. And you should be fine. I don't think any one of these would not work in the pressure cooker.
So that would be a good add to our documents then is.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're running into is when we're asking them about they're asking, well, how are they prepared?
Right.
We started a quick cooker group with my organization for our customers, and we have 238 people in that group. I mean, it just like boomed overnight. And so that's what they want. You know, they want to be able to prepare them in the pressure cooker.
Denise, I can't
Okay.
believe how much you sound like Marie.
Sorry. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Very-
looking at Marie's face and going, she's muted. I mean, oh my God, she sounds just like Marie. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I mean, it sounds like you could just continue this conversation going right next week, Linda, for sure. Let's talk more about it. Little tip for this week. I did a corned beef last night. I actually took 2 3-pound corned beefs, put them in the quick cooker with the seasoning packet, 1 cup of beef broth, and it was, we did it first for 60 minutes, but because there was so much meat in there, it needed another 20. But I am telling you, it is mouth-watering to die for. Just to
But
let you
make sure you put them side by side, not on top of each other.
Yes, and that's what we did. We
Okay.
did it the wrong way to start with, side by side.
Yeah, stand them up
yep.
and get the flat cuts. They fit perfectly in
cuts.
there.
Yeah, you never
Throw in
want
an
anything.
onion, you got a lot of flavor. Yep.
Yep, and we put the sliced onion in there, and then we cooked the cabbage, potatoes, and carrots on the stovetop, and it was awesome. Just because we had so much meat in there, because I want
Right.
to share it with some of my neighbors. But you guys try it that way. It was outstanding. I made it last year that way with just 1, and it was 60 minutes for just 1 of the corned beefs, a good sized corned beef. But because we had 2 in there, we needed an extra 20. So another tip: pull your meat out an hour to an hour and a half before to let it come to room temperature. Your quick cooker will rise faster. So anyway, that's it for today. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks everybody for all your sharing. Blessings. Have a great week. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day from the half Irish in me. My dad was born in Ireland, so from the Irish in me, have a good St. Patty's Day. Blessings, you guys. Love you all.
You guys.
All right. Patty, you got the record
I
button?
got the record button.
You got the chat?
I got